IQ. He understands the sport. He looks at it in a mental sense. He knows what he needs to do.
And I said, yes, he did. He said, well, if Ray Leonard could beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then Terrence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez.
Terrence got a great chance to beat him, man. You know what I mean? Terrence can box, Terrence can move, Terrence can punch. You know what I mean? Terrence ain't gonna be doing like Skull.
Lennox Lewis is left stunned watching Terrence Crawford push through brutal training for the Canelo fight. He marvels at Crawford's discipline and razor-sharp boxing IQ, pointing out that when Crawford dials in with focus, he already sees the path to victory. To Lewis, this kind of preparation is proof that Crawford is stepping in fully ready for the challenge.
Stay at the top and be at the top. He moves very well. He's a very elusive mover, and his work rate is high.
I won't ask you who's going to win the fight because I know it's a question you've probably been asked a million times, but I will ask you, do you think this fight goes the distance, or do you think this fight ends inside the distance?
Interesting.
Terrence Crawford's trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, has been clear from the start this moment isn't too big for his fighter. In his eyes, there's no pressure weighing on Crawford as he heads into this historic clash with Canelo Alvarez. Bomac explains that Crawford has locked in with total focus, treating it as just another challenge in a legendary career. He points out that Crawford knows exactly what must be done once the bell rings. Every step of preparation has been sharp, deliberate, and built around flawless execution. For Crawford, it's not about the spectacle of the occasion. It's about proving he truly is the pound-for-pound best. And Bomac insists his fighter is calm in mind, strong in body, and strategically ready to shock the boxing world.
Have a fight rather than maybe boxing?
No, I don't think there's no pressure on Terrence because Terrence gonna fight the way that he's used to fighting. So by saying all that stuff that Turkey say or anybody else say, that doesn't bother Terrence not one bit. You know, we train for one way, the way we're gonna fight, and that's the way we're gonna get the job done.
People talk about this fight and they talk about the outcome of the fight. The sort of narrative online is that, look, Terrence is moving up in weight, but we all know Terrence can crack. When that fight was made with Errol Spence, it was seen as a 50-50 fight, and in reality what it was one of the most destructive performances I've ever seen. Should fans be surprised if Terrence could manage to stop Canelo?
I think that fans are going to be surprised when he dismantled Canelo. The more time goes on, the more time Terrence can settle into that weight, the worse it's off for the opponent.
The last one for me, because I know this time is now at that minute as you were talking, so I just had one more question. If he manages to get through Canelo Alvarez, does that cement his place on the Mount Rushmore of boxing?
You just answered the question.
Rhetorical.
Legendary commentator Larry Merchant painted a vivid picture when comparing historic battles of the past to the upcoming Crawford versus Canelo showdown. He recalled that unforgettable night when Sugar Ray Leonard shocked the world by defeating Marvin Hagler, a fight where many believed Leonard had little chance. Merchant sees Crawford standing in that same position today. The parallels are undeniable, a smaller, quicker technician stepping up against a naturally bigger, stronger champion. Just as Leonard relied on movement, timing, and razor-sharp ring IQ to outmaneuver Hagler, Merchant believes Crawford possesses the exact style needed to do the same against Canelo. In his view, victory will be written through precision footwork, smart control of pace, and perfect execution. To Merchant, the blueprint already exists in boxing's history, and Crawford has every tool to bring it to life.
I asked the great Larry Merchant, I said, do you think Terrence Crawford has a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez? And Larry said, Jim, did Ray Leonard get an official decision victory over Marvelous Marvin Hagler? And I said, yes, he did. He said, well, if Ray Leonard could beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then Terrence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. And I said, why do you say that? He said, same equation. Get in, get out. Get in, get out. Yeah. Over and over and over. He's got to figure the angles and the approaches that will allow him to step in, land to the body, or occasionally upstairs, and then get out. That's what Ray did so effectively against Hagler.
Respected trainer Buzzy Ennis didn't hold back when breaking down the fight. He pointed out that Canelo Alvarez has shown flashes of frustration before, especially against slick, mobile fighters. And in his eyes, Terrence Crawford is exactly the kind of opponent who can push Canelo to that breaking point. Unlike William Skull or others who never had the tools to trouble him, Crawford thrives on angles, sharp counters, and making opponents deeply uncomfortable, and is stressed that this clash won't be decided by raw power, but by who controls the rhythm. And if Crawford succeeds in disrupting Canelo's flow, the stage could be set for a career-defining victory.
You know that if he can't touch you, you know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean?
Now, did watching that make you feel like Terrence Crawford has better than a 50% chance after watching? I know we've seen him against Lara back in the day, but now this is supposed to be a new and improved Canelo.
Yeah. I think, like I said, Terrence got a great chance to beat him, man. You know what I mean? Terrence can box, Terrence can move, Terrence can punch. You know what I mean? Terrence ain't gonna be doing like Skull. Terrence gonna fight you. You know what I mean? He's Terrence from the street, man. You know what I mean? He knows what to do. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it, I think he's gonna wind up frustrating Canelo. You know what I mean?
So what's the right way? Because Skull was moving too much. Is as soon as he as soon as you turn him, then is that when you start firing off?
Well, see, the thing is, the right way, the way I would have my fighting doing is I'm boxing him, you know what I mean? And he coming at me, I'm hitting him, pop, 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 pop. And soon he gets set, I'll tie him up. Walking to the center. You know what I mean? We cruise to the ropes and do the same thing, and keep on frustrating, hit with the jab, boom, boom. Keep on moving, but also hitting him, though. You know what I mean? And he gets frustrated, then he let his guards down. And it's a good night.
Bernie Thaw, boxer, a trusted voice in Crawford's corner, sent a sharp warning Canelo Alvarez's way. He flat out declared that Canelo is tailor-made for Terrence Crawford. In Bernie's eyes, Canelo's style, powerful, methodical, but a bit predictable, plays right into Crawford's gift for reading opponents and adjusting mid-fight. He praised Crawford's instincts, discipline, and fearless mentality, insisting his fighter has both the skill and the heart to claim victory. Bernie left no doubt. Crawford isn't showing up just to take part in a super fight. He's coming to take over. He emphasized that Crawford knows the path to winning, and he's prepared to walk through fire to get it.
Well, a lot of people are saying about Crawford's age, but, you know, no boxing, no life, as Canelo would say. And Crawford still, you know, in age, but he ain't took no punishment. He's cautious, you know, he works hard throughout these years, so, you know, of course you're gonna, you know, you gotta count that in the factor, but in his heart and his mind and his spirit, he's still youthful about boxing. He loves boxing, and this is one way to get him up. You know, he's a challenge guy. He loves a challenge, and Canelo is the biggest challenge you can get. You know, we got to go up 2 weight classes, really 3 weight cclasses to get a guy like that. Hardest puncher, great counter puncher, tons of experience, undisputed champion, unified champion, a couple of divisions champion, and so we didn't get the Pacquiao or the Mayweather, but we getting Canelo, and nothing comes easy to Team Crawford, and expect us to look good on the 12th. Expect us to come out victorious September 12th.
Well, we obviously just saw his fight against Skull, and people didn't obviously enjoy it, the back foot boxing from Skull and whatever, but what fight can fans expect from Bud? Because a lot of people think that it'll be similar to that or the Charlo fight or whatever like that.
The one thing about Crawford is he got guts. Them bums ain't have no guts. Them bums didn't want to win. Crawford want to win. That's it. It ain't about no belt. It ain't about nothing. You didn't sign the contract. We want to win, and he want to be the best, and he is the best. So that's what's going to be the difference. You know, Crawford got guts. He got a fighting spirit. So when you see Crawford, he going to go in there and get busy with Canelo. Don't you even doubt that. You understand? You ain't never seen Crawford stay on the back foot in no fight in his life. You understand? He the type of guy to go get you. So expect him to go get him. We're going to do everything we can to him. We're going to do whatever we got to do. But one thing you can expect is Crawford is going to step to him, because you can't be Canelo going on the back foot forever. You got to go get him. You got to do something. And he better know Crawford is coming.
Preparation for Canelo has pushed Crawford to bring in sparring partners who can truly mimic the Mexican champion's style. One of those names is Lester Martinez, a seasoned pro with real skills and toughness. Martinez has been giving Crawford exactly the kind of test he needs in camp: pressure, power, and smart ring craft that mirrors what Canelo brings on fight night. Reports out of training say Crawford has looked razor sharp, adjusting to Martinez's strength while flashing his trademark counterpunching and precision. By working with fighters like Martinez, Crawford is making sure he walks into the ring fully adjusted to the size, pressure, and power of a true super middleweight.
Preparation from sparring. Like Terrence being with Lester Martinez, he's about as good a concoction you could hope for as a sparring partner. I need a guy who can come forward with good timing, who's sharp, got good power in both hands. Lester Martinez for Terrence Crawford. If you're Canelo, I need a guy that can switch. I need a guy with length. I need a guy with power, with skill. He gets Darrell Valsaint, who's 6'1", 154. He switch hits, southpaw, mostly southpaw like Terrence, but can switch. Good long. His arms are almost the exact same length as Terrence Crawford, and he's a young 23-year-old good athlete. And then I don't know if Canelo's sparring with Marco Verde, who won the silver medal for Mexico, but Marco Verde would, again, 5'11", long arms, southpaw, can switch. I would think between Darrell Valsaint and Marco Verde, Canelo's getting awesome preparation. And then Terrence with Lester Martinez. This is speculative, but someone did mention it to me on Twitter when I was talking about Canelo preparing with Valsaint. They go, well, Lester Martinez had to go home with migraines and pull out of a fight, and he was sparring with Terrence Crawford. So, I mean, it's speculative, but you're like, wow, well, if you put 2 and 2 together, if he was getting migraines for sparring Terrence Crawford and had to pull out of a fight because of it, then that must mean Terrence Crawford is doing well in the gym.
Analysts everywhere are buzzing about the stylistic clash this fight promises. Canelo Alvarez, with his deliberate, punishing style, is a master of steady pressure, conserving energy, then exploding with brutal combinations. His body shots and uppercuts have broken down countless opponents. On the other side, Terrence Crawford thrives on rhythm, movement, and improvisation. He switches stances seamlessly, carves out angles with slick pivots, and lands with sudden, surgical precision. Experts say this isn't just power versus speed. It's calculation against creativity. Canelo embodies raw strength and method, while Crawford brings adaptability and unpredictability. That contrast is why so many believe this could turn into one of the most fascinating chess matches boxing has seen in years.
Be predictable. I think Canelo, he likes to go to the same combinations, quite repetitively, whereas Crawford is unpredictable, and despite him not having the size, it's the shots that you don't see that hurt the most, and maybe Crawford can hit him with some unexpected shit. And because of the repetitiveness of Canelo, maybe he can time him, maybe he can counter punch with him, because Crawford is unbelievable at that. But I'm fascinated to see if Crawford has the power to get the respect of Canelo Alvarez, because when you don't, it's a long night. It's not nice. Like Crawford did well against Madrimov, and he won that fight for me quite clearly. But Madrimov was countering him. If you can counter the counter puncher, you can give them a lot of problems when they're not used to that. And Canelo can counter people really well. And as great as Terrence Crawford is, we've never seen him in there with someone with the power of Canelo Alvarez. This is a different world of power. And look, maybe Canelo doesn't throw as many shots as he used to, and maybe Crawford might look at that and go, you know what, I'm going to try and outpoint this guy, not get into a war with him, but just show my boxing, genius and outpoint him and outland him. That's possible. It is. This is why this is such a fascinating matchup, man. We've been treated to some amazing fights. Usyk Fury, for example, this is another one of those mega fights on Riyadh season.
For Crawford, winning isn't just a choice, it's an instinct baked into his DNA. His entire career has been built on resilience, on rising to the moment when the stakes are highest. In preparation for Canelo, he's pushed his body and mind to the edge, training to keep his fire burning strong through 12 grueling rounds. On the other side, Canelo has been just as meticulous. Reports say the Mexican star has been sparring with younger, faster fighters, forcing himself to adapt to the kind of speed, agility, and unpredictability Crawford brings. Both camps know exactly what's at stake here, and neither is willing to leave a single detail to chance.
They had this little fracas. It looked kind of WWE to me, but we know Crawford is coming to try to win. That's his DNA, that's his nature, and I think that's what he will attempt to do. So it will be up to Canelo to show him moving up to this weight class was a mistake. Weight classes exist for a reason. So I really like what I'm seeing. Canelo getting young sparring partners in there. He probably is giving them advice and using them for their energy. It's like 50 Cent said in Hustler's Ambition when he said, I need you to hate so I can use you for your energy, right? He's using these younger fighters because Canelo was once the young, hungry fighter, right? And now he's using these younger fighters and sparring with them and working with them as he prepares for this. Now, I think there is something on the line for both fighters. Canelo, payday, you'll want payday, I know that. And also Terrence Crawford. But this, especially for Canelo Alvarez, he's not going to want to lose this fight because it's a smaller person. I think it'll be more embarrassing.
Former champion Zab Judah didn't hold back in his praise for Terrence Crawford. He spotlighted Crawford's razor-sharp speed, his uncanny timing, and the way he blends power with precision effortlessly. Judah confidently suggested that this mix of quickness and accuracy might just be enough to put Canelo on the canvas. He called Crawford one of the rare fighters blessed with both the intelligence and the natural gifts needed to truly challenge Alvarez. In Judah's view, this fight might not simply be about winning rounds. It could hinge on Crawford delivering a statement-making knockout.
Let's talk about the fight. What you guys think about the fight? Let's get real.
Crawford in one. No, I'm just playing. Nah, I think Crawford.
You see how you don't believe in Crawford? You don't believe in Crawford in one?
No, Crawford in one? No, hell no. Crawford in one? No.
Okay.
I got Crawford by decision.
I got Crawford by decision too. And I got Crawford by I got Crawford by a beatdown. If he do what I think he's gonna do, be smooth early and then step it up 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. By the 9th, 10th round, we might see Canelo go sit down. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If he step it up the way he's supposed to, I think I know that he can do. Watch what I say, y'all. Watch what I say.
Sit down.
Sit down.
By stumblage, like by balance or something like that, by hurt.
Punches putting people down. I have watch what I'm telling you. That boy is strong. He's sharp. Speed.
Derek James, one of boxing's most respected trainers, offered a stern warning to Canelo Alvarez. He pointed out that Terrence Crawford is unlike anyone Canelo has faced before. While Canelo has battled heavy hitters and skilled technicians, Crawford brings a rare blend of fluidity and explosive power. James highlighted how difficult Crawford is to time, how he thrives under pressure, and often shines brightest in high-stakes moments. His advice to Canelo was simple but urgent. Bring your absolute best, because underestimating Crawford could come at a heavy price.
I think it's a good fight. I think that it's a great challenge because I think both guys have great attributes, right? That, they do, and I think they have great attributes, and I think that, so you're looking to possibly see a great matchup, a great fight. And one could be an intellectual fight from Crawford, smart, intelligent fight. And I think, Canelo probably has to be the matador in this one.
He has to be the what?
Matador.
Matador, yeah.
Basically, let me see, the bull.
The bull.
You gotta be able to be the bull.
Canelo has to be the bull in this one.
You gotta be it because I think you find somebody faster, more athletic. You gotta put whatever it is that he's doing, he has to be better at that than he is at any other night in his life.
But the big talk here, and the thing that I always go back to, is just the weight class. Crawford's going up 3 weight classes. The last time he fought, went up on weight, fought Madrimov. You say you don't watch boxing, but he got, a lot of people. Madrimov.
Oh, yeah, I saw that fight.
Yeah, 154.
I saw that fight.
Rising star Jiren Boots and Nennis stepped into the conversation, calling this matchup a genuine 50-50 battle. He acknowledged Canelo's experience, size, and proven dominance at higher weight classes, but he also highlighted Crawford's unparalleled skill, adaptability, and mental toughness. According to Nennis, the fight is unpredictable because both men carry tools capable of neutralizing the other. His take: fans should brace for a razor-tight contest, where every round matters and either fighter could walk away victorious.
50-50 fight, and I guess it's a fight that everybody wants to see, so, it's a good fight.
How difficult is it to make that jump from, he only had one fight at 54, so like 147, 154 to 168 pounds?
You said how difficult is it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little difficult because what are you going to have to put on, like an extra 14 pounds, so he might be a little slower, or or who knows, he could be faster. I don't know. Like, it's just, you got to add more weight and gain more muscle and stuff like that, moving up in weight and things like that. So it's a little harder, but I don't know. You know, we'll see on fight night how he'll look.
What does Terrence Crawford have to do to be successful in that fight?
Be smart. Take his time, box and move. Yeah, don't sit there and let him try to bomb on him.
What about Canelo Alvarez?
I feel like Canelo had to press him, had to press him. Everything behind the stick, you know, and catch him, trying to pull out, pull back, anything, you know, cutting the ring off, things like that.
Is it one of those situations where you try to punch on like the smaller man's like arms?
You're gonna have to bully him. You're gonna have to bully the smaller guy.
Former middleweight champion Daniel Jacobs, who shared the ring with Canelo Alvarez, offered a first-hand perspective. He acknowledged Canelo's elite status, but highlighted Crawford's determination and sharpness, which have shown in training. Jacobs suggested that Crawford might need to ramp up the pressure at key moments, testing Canelo's stamina and work rate. While he admitted the challenge is monumental, Jacobs firmly believes Crawford has a legitimate shot. Having seen the Omaha-born champion's intensity up close, he's confident Crawford can rise to the occasion and maybe even shock the world.
Canelo Alvarez, and since then, obviously, naturally, he's slightly declined.
Yeah.
Do you see this decline that people talk about?
Well, I can see in increments because Canelo, which I've always said is an amazing legendary fighter, but he fights in spurts. So sometimes it takes for the opponent to actually initialize him giving the best. When he was faced with me, the opposition that I had and what I was giving him, it was just a lot, whether it was boxing, whether it was coming forward, but most importantly, it was the punches and bunches. And so he was forced to either stand there, wait for the right time, or be combative and go back at it. So I think that's what Crawford may have to do, push the pressure, make Canelo fight, or maybe just play it safe, win on points, you know?
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more updates and insights. You won't want to miss what's coming next.